to keeping him, to me, they would have done it already, and they haven't. So now I think it's fair to wonder, what is their thinking? What direction are they going? You got Dak in the last year of his contract, Mike McCarthy in the last year of his contract, Mike Zimmer in the last year of his contract. And I know every one of these opportunities is precious for Jerry Jones, but the fact of the matter is you just wonder, is this the kind of season we give everybody 1 year, turn up the pressure on everybody, see how they respond, and then address it in the appropriate way after the year? Because that's the way it certainly looks right now.
Adam Schefter with more context. There he is, my guy, Dan Orlovsky.
What's up?
Straight from Bristol, straight from those Bristol streets. Great to see you, sir. Dan, tell me this. Do you feel like it's time for Dallas to move on from Dak?
Yeah, I mean, I said I would have the day after they got absolutely smoked at home in the playoff game from Green Bay. I had said I would blow the whole thing up and start over again, both at quarterback and at head coach in Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. You know, when you hear Adam Schefter talk about that and the wondering of, okay, so Dak on the last year of his contract and Mike McCarthy in the last year of his contract, here's the reality in Dallas. There are going to be Super Bowl expectations without Super Bowl support. Because you can say the truth of those guys are going into the last years of their contracts. They're also going into the last years of their contracts with hey, you have to go win a divisional round or get to the NFC Championship game or you're getting fired without the necessary means to go do so, if we're being honest. And those two guys, Dak being the main of it, will get blamed. They're down 5 starters. They can't afford new people because of the money that Dak is making at $60 million and obviously the need to pay a CeeDee Lamb and a Micah Parsons. And they don't have enough draft capital to replace those 5 starters. So there's going to be this expectation to go get result, but they don't have the support roster-wise to actually go do that. And that's why I had said, like, the Cowboys are content with being good. They're content with, I guess, a little bit above average or mediocrity. And I would have moved on from both McCarthy and Dak Prescott after that Green Bay game.
Well, you're wrong. I'm not surprised. You know, I would say this to you. When it comes to Mike McCarthy, I've been on the record, doggy. I've said, listen, they should have gotten rid of McCarthy. Not that he deserved to be fired, quote, unquote, you know, with 3 consecutive 12-5 seasons. It's that you're not Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick was available. And I think the combination of Jerry Jones and, you know, his attachment and addiction to the camera and the talking, you juxtapose that to Bill Belichick, who has no desire to do that whatsoever. And to hone in on getting those players, everything's on the outside. I think that would have been a perfect match. And I think that Jerry Jones dropped the ball in not going there and getting Bill Belichick and saying, damn it, I need a championship. Time's running out for me on my own mortality. This is what Jerry Jones is saying. I'm not joking about that. He talks about this kind of stuff. So because of that, I would have went out and I would have gotten Bill Belichick. But to get rid of Dak Prescott, let's pump the brakes. I know that I can be critical of them because of the nauseating, disgusting fan base that is the Dallas Cowboy fan base. I love trolling them, no question about it. But in all seriousness, Dio and Doggy, here's the deal. Dak Prescott, 8 seasons, 6 winning seasons, 4 NFC East titles, 3 Pro Bowl selections, just 2 playoff victories, 2 and 5 record. I get all of that, but I'm looking at him. You go from leading the league in interceptions in 2022 to leading the league in touchdown passes in 2023 with 36. He didn't have an awful season. He had an awful game.
Great season.
No doubt about it. He had a great season. And so I'm looking at it from that perspective, and I'm saying to myself, okay, if I get rid of him, who am I going to get in return for him? Who's the answer? You have to think like that.
No.
You have to think like that, Dio, because the point is somebody has to play quarterback. Somebody. So I have no choice but to look at you if I'm talking about getting rid of you and to entertain who I'm going to get to replace you. I have no choice but to do that, okay? By virtue of the fact that somebody else has to play the damn position. So all of those things getting taken into consideration, along with the fact that I got to entertain playing Micah Parsons now. I definitely got to pay CeeDee Lamb now. You're talking about Dak Prescott and his cap hit. By the way, acting like it's a big deal. Still $55.4 million cap hit, okay? All right, the bottom line is there's only Deshaun Watson in the National Football League has a higher cap hit next season. I'm looking at all of those things, and I'm saying, okay, Dak Prescott can ball. I do know that. I'm not going to get rid of him when I don't have a definitive answer. If there was a quarterback out there that was better than Dak Prescott, hell, the Pittsburgh Steelers wouldn't be celebrating having Russell Wilson and Justin Fields so badly.
I agree with you 100%. Danny, I disagree with you here. I agree with Belichick should have been coaching.
That's right.
But they have no choice with Prescott. Is he making too much money? Absolutely.
Yes.
But that's what the quarterback makes. You're going to have to live with it. Look at Cousins in Atlanta. And the one thing about the 5 starters, it's not Mean Joe Green, Mel Blount, Jack Lambert, Bradshaw, and John.
You know what, Lambert, Ham.
No, what's the receiver's name?
What you mean, Stallworth, Swan?
No, John Stallworth. I mean, geez, how do I forget that? That's terrible.
Yeah, John
But I mean, it's not the 5 guys. It's Tony Pollard. Let's take it easy. I mean, it's not Franco. I mean, it's tough. So it's not like they lost guys that are irreplaceable. And I think the key thing here is Jerry's age. He's 82 years of age. He wants to win a Super Bowl. Was he going to get rid of Prescott? And as you said, who's going to be his quarterback? He's going to draft one and wait 5 years? He's 82 years old. It's not going to be on forever.
Draft one and wait 5 years.
Well, I mean, again, you got to wait a couple years. Who are you going to get to play the position? You get a rookie, you got to give him a couple years before you realize you can win. And he's 82. He's not 60. He's 82
That's
years
not
old.
true. I mean, we watched that last year with Houston. I understand that C.J. Strouds don't fall off trees. But here's my pushback. You might not think that those are important parts, Mad Dog, but, like, they don't have a left tackle right now. And not only do they not have a left tackle,
they don't have a running back.
So they may not be Jack Tatum, but these are starting meaningful players in the league. They don't have a left tackle. They don't have a center. They don't have a tailback. They don't have inside linebacker. They just lost Hankins yesterday. They don't have a run-stopping defensive tackle.
Van Der Esch.
They don't have. So Van Der Esch just retired.
Yeah.
So you're sitting here going, well, how am I going to replace him, or who am I going to replace him with? Well, you figure out what you're going to get for him. It's not like I'm sitting here saying, well, you give Dak Prescott away. But if the Dallas Cowboys really wanted to go win a Super Bowl after that Green Bay game, maybe you find a trade partner that gives you 2 first-round picks, and then you got ammunition to go get something.
But, Dio, this is the quarterback position. So what I'm saying to you is that if you've got a quarterback lined up and you need a plethora of positions filled based off of all the bodies that you just highlighted, that's a different argument. But in order to lose Dak Prescott, you have to have another quarterback that can come in and fit the goods. And you don't have that right now as far as I can tell. That's number one. Number two, look, I'm looking at Dak Prescott right now. He's counted. Do y'all know he's counting 21.3% against Dallas's cap next season?
Yeah.
Too much.
21. It's entirely too much.
Handcuffed.
I get that. They're handcuffed. But because they're handcuffed, okay, how much can you do? You could talk about going out there and getting something for him, but if it's not a quarterback, it's not going to get you anywhere. I'm looking at their running back spot right now. Rico Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis. I don't know these people. So basically, you have no names at the running back spot. I'm not saying they're scrubs. I just don't know them.
You're justifying my point, Stephen A. And
I don't
also,
believe I am. I'm saying that you have to. I'm saying that based off of what we're highlighting, you're going to need production from the quarterback position even more, and you can't let go of Dak Prescott on a maybe. That's what I'm saying.
I don't love him either, Danny. I don't love him either. I don't know if he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I don't disagree.
I know he's not.
He's not.
He hasn't even been in an NFC Championship game.
We agree with that principle, but there's nobody else. Pittsburgh had to get Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Atlanta had to pay a fortune for Cousins.
It's the NFL.
There's nobody else.
There's always somebody else. There's nobody else on March 19th. There's nobody else on March 19th, but there could have been somebody else early January.
Not as good as Prescott. And again, I know who.
I know that Dak has a no, but Mad Dog, these are all hypotheticals. He's got a no-trade clause, but you don't know what could happen if there's a no-trade clause and he waives it to go to this certain team or this certain organization. Maybe Baker Mayfield would have been in the conversation. Maybe Kirk Cousins would have been in the conversation.
Molly has to go, bro. You're talking. Molly has to go. Bottom line is this. You lost me when you sat up there and said there's always somebody else. You know.
Chào mừng đến với Bình Nguyên Vô Tận. Cả đội xông lên.
Sometimes a fight beats an argument.
First blood!
Out of my way!
An ally has been defeated.
Allow me to show you the way of the fist.
Out of my way!
Cheese strike!
You have been defeated. Enemy double kill!
Min now ho nathaparin, eval bonin.
An ally has been defeated.
Family first.
Out of my way!
An enemy has been defeated. Enemy ultimate.
I don't care
Your
for
tower
fame,
has
but
been
right now, I
destroyed.
need it to feed my family.
You have been defeated. Enemy double kill.
Dragon!
An ally has been defeated.
Shinizu Babauhor.
An enemy has been defeated. Enemy
Our base
onslaught.
is under attack.